Hello and welcome to what's in this week's Oban Times, affectionately known as Witwat, with me, Sandy Neal.
Me, Megan Day.
Me, Owen Wild.
And me, Jodie Hagan.
Well, I am playing Master of Ceremonies today, fresh from a week at the Arran Banner, which you can pick up in shops from Lamlash to Lochranza. But back to Oban and the ancient land of Lorne. You can read all the latest news across all our titles at www.westcoasttoday.co.uk. Megan has this week's top story. Megan, over to you.
Thank you, Sandy. The Scottish Government has given the green light for giant pylons right by Dalmally, which has left campaigners devastated. The small rural community have put up a long, hard fight and still believe there were other options with far fewer consequences. Gardeners have brought in hundreds by opening their gardens to raise funds towards Rotary International's End Polio Now campaign. And this weekend is Oban Pride, and there are loads of events for people to get involved with, including a Pride March on the Saturday, and later on in the day, performances and a community stall village. To see the full lineup of events and hear from Oban Pride chairperson Phil Dexter, check out this week's Oban Times or on West Coast Today. 3 locals have raised over £2,500 for charity by tackling Ben Nevis. To see an interview from one of the men that made the climb, check out this week's Oban Times.
Thank you very much, Megan. Owen, you've got a controversial story this week.
Yes, I do, Sandy. This one split opinion quite a bit. Will Oban High School be banning phones? That's the question I put to the council and head teacher Peter Bain after the government introduced new powers allowing head teachers to do just that. Find out their plans by reading the article in the paper or online. It's been 20 years since Oban Lorne RFC founded its women's team. Current and former players got together over the weekend to celebrate this milestone and reminisce on their great history. New proposals by the SNP would see trawling gear banned in 20 marine protected areas off Scotland's coasts. Fishermen and opposition MSPs have warned of the significant losses this could create for the economy and job security, especially for smaller boats and businesses. Finally, it was the Oban Games this past week. We've had plenty of coverage from the event, 4 videos on West Coast Today, and the best photos of the day in this week's paper. It was a great day all around, even if I did get sand in my mouth by standing a wee bit too close to the long jump pit, but hey, it made for a good shot.
Well, thank you, Owen. That's a lesson learned. And on that sporting theme, Jodie.
Well, I was at the Oban High School Games last Friday, and I have to say there was tension in the air as the 4 clans battled it out for the clan trophy. The games were held the day after the Argyllshire Gathering, and many of the sporting events mirrored those from the Oban Games, with students competing in running races, long jump, caber toss and more. Residents of Mull came together to remember the COVID-19 pandemic at a community bouquet making event. They were encouraged to gift their handmade flower bunches to someone they would like to remember or thank from the period of COVID, and you can read more about this lovely story online or in the paper this week. In this week's Lochaber Times, you can read all about this year's Wet and Wild Lochaber Agricultural Show, which I attended at the weekend. Kind-hearted showgoers and staff did have to push some cars out of the boggy parking field, but the weather did not dampen spirits with so much fun entertainment on offer.
Thank you very much, Jodie. I'm sure that show was much more than you were expecting. Well, that's it from us this week. We love hearing from you and getting your pictures and stories, so why not email us at editor@obantimes.co.uk. So please get in touch, and meanwhile, it's goodbye from me, Sandy Neal.
Goodbye from me, Megan Day.
Goodbye from me, Owen Wild.
And goodbye from me, Jodie Hagan.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, hey.